The Pitt DLC came with new lore holotapes, but they're not exactly easy to find, so here's a complete guide with all the 9 locations and no lore spoilers. Let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In this one I'm going to share all the locations to collect the new Pitt Holotapes. There are currently 9 featuring lore essential to understand the Pitt story. Before we get started though, let me tell you a few basic details. First of all, I'm not going to disclose any lore in this guide, I'm not going to play them and or tell you what the stories are about, it's spoiler free. Secondly, the holotapes are divided evenly. There are 4 per mission and 2 per instanced map, like 2 in the industrial district and 2 inside the foundry for Union dues, and then for the second mission 2 in the trench and 2 in Sanctum. In Union dues, the holotapes are all part of the Striker's log, and in From Ashes to Fire, they are part of the Runner's log. They are 2 different stories. Lastly, you can loot all 4 holotapes from one single run, if so you wish. There is one more holotape which drops from one of the Pitt bosses, just so you can unlock a new immersion level for the Pitt. Anyway, this guide is sponsored by Yahaha Studios, a brand new user-generated content creation platform which allows you to create your own virtual 3D experiences. You can build your heart's content without coding experience or server knowledge. This studio includes user-friendly tools with thousands of assets to choose from, as you can see, as well as a tutorial and lots of unique effects, animations, and actions for your characters. All the resources you need to customize your world and feel at home. Besides creating your own interactive worlds, you can also invite your friends or join other players' 3D spaces through the multiplayer system. The options are endless here. You can build your own countryside wasteland, just like I did, or you can go ahead and build something else like escape rooms, survival level games, or even small RPG-like adventures. The world is a canvas for your imagination, in the literal sense. Click in the link below the video to start building right away, all for free. With that being said, it's time to dive into the first mission, Union Dues, and show you all the key locations where you can find the holotapes by order. Let's get started. The very first Striker's log can be found during the Union Dues mission, and it's placed in a very hidden part of the industrial district. It's actually located inside the pipes under the steel works area. From the spawn point at the Vertibird, head straight left until you find this Fanatic steel barracks, then access the basement level. There are multiple entry points, like the back gate, which is what I used. Now enter the room until you see these giant pipes. The entry should be locked behind this orange hatch at first, but it only takes a skill lock level 1 to get it open. Then the path is always right until you spot a skeleton and 2 orange barrels. The first holotape will be right on the floor, close to the skeleton's hand as shown. This holotape is basically an intro to the Union Dues Striker's log story. It all starts with a mission brief. For the second Striker's log, the path is long and quite tricky. Honestly, it took me over an hour to find this one. It's another sneaky placement from Bethesda's part. They really wanted us to explore hard in the Pit. Anyhow, the holotape is located inside an apartment in a half-destroyed building at the shipping container district. Follow the map's red line, which I draw from the Vertibird spawn point or my own steps in-game to know exactly where to go. Now, to access this holotape, you need a jetpack or a marsupial mutation. The jump is quite high, as you can see, so unless you have one of them, I don't think it's possible to reach this building. Anyhow, the holotape can be found in the hand of a Union fighter who died in the back room. He's close to a bed and a red chest. Holotape number 2 is called Pursuit. Next, it's time to head inside the foundry. That's where you can find the next 2 holotapes. The third Striker's log is fairly close to the main foundry's door. All you have to do is walk straight and take the last exit on the right side, then go straight into the fire pit, keep following the platform into the left side, past the control room with this red push button, then go to the ground floor by taking the ramp. Very simple. Just around the corner though, keep an eye in that side between the toxic container and the path you just took, because that's where you can find this hidden skeleton with yet another holotape on its hand, this time entitled billed as a lion's den. Bethesda did really go the extra mile to hit these lore items with the pit, huh? Alright, the fourth Striker's Log is literally in the middle of the foundry, and the easiest way to put your hands on it is to navigate through the back door, as shown in this guidance map. Go through all the containers in the warehouse and make your way straight into the convey belts area. You can follow my exact pathing or take your own. There are different ways to reach the belts, to be honest with you. Anyway, the fourth holotape is inside this room with a blue door just in front of all the machinery. As for the tape itself, it's right on top of the white table with all sorts of tools. It's the last of the Strikers series, called Failure. With the Striker's story complete, it's time to collect the runner's log in the second mission, From Ashes to Fire, but be aware, the upcoming locations are not any less tricky to spot than the past ones. From the vertibird, head into the heart of the trench, into the canals. The path is always straight and simple until you enter the trench area. Take left here at the containers and then right until you find this sort of vertical fire pit. The fifth holotape will be there, very camouflaged with the environment though. At first, I did not see it, even though Madocrat had already spotted it a while ago. I was like, where? I don't see it. My vision is not that great, but it is there. Anyway, look for it on top of the cement bricks placed on a wooden slab, and that's it. It's called Career Change. For the second runner's log or the sixth lore holotape, you need to take almost the same exact path. It's actually really strange. I mean, with so much space in this map, why would Bethesda place two holotapes a few meters away from each other? Anyway, for this one, the path is the same until you reach the red containers at the trench entrances. This time take left and keep going straight until you see this broken train car. The sixth holotape is called White Lies, and it's right there, again on top of cement bricks near a radaway. It's easy to spot once you know where to look. Moving forward, the next holotapes are inside the sanctum, and the seventh tape is very easy to find. From the main entrance, all you have to do is walk straight through the pipe, skip the first door on the right, and then take the next exit literally to the right. The third runner's log is right there, close to all these consoles, terminals, whatever they are, on top of a small metal table. This one is called Too Much. In this case, it's too much teasing from Bethesda's part, from such hidden spots to right in the open spots. They really like to mess with us with these mind games. As for the fourth runner's log or the seventh holotape, you need to focus a lot because the path is rather complicated to explain. Now, I only have a top view map of Sanctum, so it's hard to pinpoint the exact location you need to go. Basically, the tape is in the catacombs on the way to Sanctum, literally before you have to take all the stairs into the cathedral. A small note here now, you need to progress your From Ashes to Fire mission if you want to get to this point. Danilo has to open the metal black gate first, or you cannot access this part of Sanctum, not without glitching or cheating at least. Once you get past the metal gate, just head right and the fourth runner's log will be right there on this huge sarcophagus. It's called Lamb to the Slaughter. I don't think the story ended so well judging by the name, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. No. There is one last lore holotape you can collect from the pit. It's called the Fanatic Slayer or the boss holotape in the game files, and as you probably guessed by now, this one only drops from a boss in the pit. In this case, you need to farm the Truck Devourer at the end of Union Dues. This enemy only spawns at the last objective in this mission, and the drop rate of the holotape itself is really low. There is only a 10% chance for it to drop, according to the game files. Don't forget to check the loot once you take down the boss, otherwise you might not see it, even if it drops. Well, this is by far the most difficult holotape to get from all 9, since there is no fixed or guaranteed way to get it. It's basically a game of luck. Lastly, the Fanatic Slayer lore differs from the other two logs, the Strikers and Runners. It actually features a story of its own, so it might be interesting to take some time to listen, especially if you are a lore fan. The pit holds many secrets, and I just unveiled 9 of them, sort of speaking. I hope you can find other holotapes and expand your knowledge about the 76 The Pit, because it's quite different than the one we had in Fallout 3. I know some of you guys are really into lore, so I made sure not to spill the tea on the story details. As for the guide itself, I hope the pathing was clear enough, but if you have any doubts, do let me know. Feel free to ask in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'm Marty Branco. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to help the channel out. Keep in mind that such guides take many hours to accomplish. Moreover, a huge shout out to all my members and patrons. You can also become one if you wish to further support my 76 content. Well then, it's time for me to go. I will see you all very soon in the next video. Until then, take care. Adios. Bye bye.